That looks like a lot nice bit of color, D. I think I'm gonna go do this good. Okay, here we go. Bang, a bang, a bangity 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 bang bang bang. Bang dong bang 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 bang. Billy dee, billy doo, billy doo. Bing 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 bing. Am I in a fit state to do opal cutting? I don't know, to be quite frank, but I'll be okay. I'm pretty certain. I'm sure the voices in my head will quieten down eventually. I hope they're not bothering you. That was a classic quote from The Gods Must Be Crazy, in case you didn't know. And yes, that's a movie, not a mental state. And I am here trying to channel the logic and calm presence that is Dr. Phil. Because Dr. Phil is always logic and calm presence. We all know that. Of course we know that. Well, we think any differently. I am zipping up the thing. Here we go. Boing. You can hear the frogs in the background. You can see the water dripping. So we are about to start the opal cutting. We'll start with a rather largish opal, which we can use as a test case. So if you are uncomfortable with the whole opal process, cutting process, I don't know why you're here, but I suggest you back and think of England. So here we go. All alike. I like you all the same. How has our respective weeks been? Because I've been sick and I've been obviously busy. You can see my if you see my YouTube chat, I've been trying to convince people that I have a compression algorithm. It's there for you to use if you want to. The only problem is you have to code it. And I've been trying to code it myself, but I'm slow. I'm a mathematician, not a programmer. See? There's no lie of luck in this. Let me have a quick look at this. Now, I think, ladies and gentlemen, there is actually some opal just here. Thought I spotted some red, which would be cool. I think we're spotting it all the time. I'm going to have to quickly give your the screen a bit of a nudge. Is that right? Okay. Found out why the didn't go. Just going to screen a bit of a nudge. And then I'm going to zoom it in. Oh yeah. That's right. We've got the zoom happening. Just got to pick up my opal. Go on the screen. Oh, 56 instants. That's pretty good. Welcome everybody. If you haven't seen me before, I'm Dr. Phil. This is my hand. This is a like too, by the way. That's a hint. Now, let's get this open cut. Move this over here a little bit more. And move it in a little bit more. There we go. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Now, despite the number of oh yeahs you're getting, it's not that kind of video. Hello there. I think it's Melissa, right? Please let me have the right name. Oh, 3 likes. Woohoo! Yeah, I know. Since my illness, I have been absolutely a sparkling source of conversation. I get that. If I start talking, I start coughing, you see. And then they go, no, I've got captain plague, I'll subscribe or something. Let's see if that's going far in there. Yeah, it's frustrating for me too when big rocks, they require, well, how do I put this? Big cuts. It's just like Spider-Man except with rocks. Well, that's deep, isn't it? Just like Spider-Man except with rocks. Since when was that, my problem? Since you killed your pal. When you think about it, that Spider-Man movie, that really old one, and by really old I mean the one that was only released in the last decade or so, quite scary when you think that far ahead. Here I am still thinking the Batman movie's new. Guys have a look at this one. Well, I say nice cigar and it's broke, so that's all that's left of it. I'll leave it as an artifact. I'll give it away to someone if they want it. It's not particularly valuable. Look at that beautiful shiny rock. It might be a little bit of colour, but it's not worth it. I'll just leave it there to dance away. This still stuff to do on this one. So cut through that next layer. We've got that layer right there. Trying to get this right, not so easy. Something like that, I reckon. So I'm just trying to get right in. There we go. Oh, 4 lights. Opal guy has entered the building. Leading up. I don't know why I did that one. We'll leave that for the random number generator to decide. I'm just trimming some fat off here because there's possibly something to look at down here. Ah, 42 people. The meaning of life. Have you considered that Douglas Adams was warning us about all of this with the AI and all that? Hello, Sophia. How are you doing? Or, hola, Sophia, possibly. ¿Cómo estás? Come on, you can do this. There we go. Other way around. Try and get it accurate. Right. Yay! Let's have a look at this piece. Just a word of warning, ladies and gentlemen. This was the beginning piece, so it wasn't designed to be great. It was just designed to warm me up before all the people's got here. Now the people have got here and whatnot, I'm trying to make some hay whilst the sun is shining. So hopefully some of these pieces will be pieces of cultural or valuable significance. So what have we got on the value dial? Not very much, I'm afraid. I'll just spin this bit off long and hopefully we'll get something. Mostly picture stone, I'm afraid. It's not kind of one that I'm going, ooh, great picture stone either. You know, I'm really good at talking these up, aren't I? Stay tuned, more shit coming. Oh dear. Right, from the emergency ward. Yeah, I think we're done with that. I'll have a look at this other. Right, sliced it along here. I literally broke it now. So we've got some potential here. Like that. Look here. I'll just have a quick look at this spot here and this spot here. And by have a look, I mean slice it right in half. Oh, nice little light there. Thank you very much, whoever did that. Always nice and helpful. Whee! So look what we got. Got a lot. It's intriguing me because there's a sand layer and it just leak off relatively easily. Normally that's a bit of signal that's not a bad rock. And so sitting here going, where's the colour? Yes, definitely, but it's right in with a whole heap of cracking and freezing. That's not surprising because you'll find that some of the colour, at the very least, when you're looking at these opals, some of the colour probably is cracks. I'm the only one who's brave enough to admit it. You can feel it in this material that it's very, 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 very lightweight, very brittle. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to cut it to an area where I can find some nice colour, and once I find that nice colour, I hope that it'll smash apart, really. It's kind of the same procedure you take with like a $5 rock or $5,000 rock. You have to just hope that the structure stays together. Very active, making it colourful. Actually inject some brittleness into the whole proceeding. Right, so that will colour up, but it'll be also a slow process with this drill bit of mine, so I'm not going to worry about it. Can't put it in this, so there's any colour that we're I'm going to say probably yes, we could probably extract from here, but we'll go into something a bit more colourful. Right. I always worry when I say stuff like that because that implies that the next thing's going to have some colour. And, well, this probably does, but still. Yes, it's fine. There. It should be fine. So you're going dum 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 da 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 dum. You didn't have to cut me off. Ah! You shouldn't encourage me, but thank you anyway. Yes. Look. Lovely. That's the sound I like to hear. Let's hope it comes in colour though. It just means the opal's good, doesn't mean that it's necessarily going to fire. Should be something here. It's been something for a while. Don't give me nothing but no signals. I know who we are. Yeah, it's free, I'm not mad. There it is. Just in there. Colour. Right, now, your job, Opal, should you choose to accept it, is to actually be colourful. We waited about $100 million. We waited 100 million years for this moment in time. Don't squander it. Oh, 10 likes, thank you. If any of you people are into compression algorithms, have a look at my communities page. I've literally put up an idea that is actually better than the commercial compression tools out there, but you have to write it yourself. So if you know Python or R or any kind of assembly code, just have a look at that. The concept's there. I'll help walk you through it at some stage if you're having trouble with it. I might give you a bit of a challenge. I want somebody to compress Wikipedia, all of it, into 4 characters. You can with my instructions. At one point, I got the actual metrics of how much Wikipedia was, and I think it was 120 terabytes or something. So yeah, 4 character sequence isn't too bad. While I'm talking about it, no one else is. I'll explain a few things. As a matter of fact, it's a pretty impressive concept when you think about it. Because when we talk about compression, normally we're talking about something called entropy. And entropy is another word for complexity, or how well we understand a system. And we for all too long have been saying, oh yeah, this system is high entropy, this system is low entropy. Now, the trick here is that we've been saying this has got a lot of entropy or disorder, is the other way of describing it. But it doesn't. I'll give you a good example. Right, if you have an opal here on its own, that's just one opal on its own. It's pretty easy to understand where it is and what it's doing, right? You put another opal here and it doesn't move. You put 2 opals, you kind of got two opals here together, and then what people say is that's a more complicated system. You can still, hello, how you doing, Michelle? You've got a more complicated system, but it works. Like, you can still do it. The concept is that if you keep adding opals, for example, 3, 4, all of a sudden you're starting to have trouble predicting where they go until you get to this point here, where you just got a tray full of them and you don't know what's what. The funny thing about your tray full of opals is the fact that if you have maximum, like, entropy, as you say, basically it's just like a line of opals all the way across. So either way, the maximum entropy is also the maximum order. And once you understand that concept, you realise, hang on, we've been lied to. And we have. Not meaningfully, people didn't mean to lie to you. It's just that they didn't think the issue through. And the best way to think about it is, if you have empty space that is represented by 0, and full space that's represented by a 1. Well, that's okay. You have a lot of empty space around. That's just a whole bunch of zeros. That's easy. If your space is full, well, that's also easy. It's full of 1s. Now, let's try and make it a bit more complicated then. Okay, let's put a bunch of zeros and a bunch of 1s together. Well, if you do it in an arrangement that looks like maximum entropy as far as people are concerned, that's just 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. So wrong, you've got order again. I'm sorry. I may have sent an email to the head of Wikipedia, possibly accusing him of being unable to count. You never know. I said if you need any help, don't hesitate to reach out, but you'll need to bring with you an abacus and a battleship board. I might have been a bit annoying. $11 likes, folks, that's pretty good. So Adele, too early for maths. Let's do philosophy then. What is the sound of one hand clapping? How about astrophysics? That's fine enough, isn't it? Everyone's good at it. What I will do, Adele, however, is I'll finish off this little thought for you because it's a bit of a profound one. You don't have to listen, it's okay. But here's the thought. So if you have yourself a binary string of 1s and 0s, it doesn't matter what the combination of 1s and 0s are, you can always turn that into a number, every time. I used to do that with my kids. I used to teach them how to count with binary on their hands. So, for example, thumbs up. So if you click the like, that's a 1. That index finger is 2. The root finger, that's a 4. Remember that when you're insulting someone in traffic, you don't have to give them the finger, you just yell 4. But realistically, 1 in binary is just, well, 1. 2 in binary is 0, 1. 3 in binary is 1, 1. Basically what you're doing is you're adding these doubling digits together. Root finger, 5, root finger plus your thumb. The thumb means 1, so it's your 4, which is your I got cut off in traffic finger. And then you stick your thumb up as well, so I hate you and everything's okay. So you do that, all well and good. You have 5. Want to do 6? Well, you put your thumb down, you no longer like them, you just put your index finger up. Now for the funsies of it, I'm just doing what is Dr. Spock. So that'd be 4 plus 8 plus 16 plus 32. So the live long and prosper, 4 plus 8 plus 16 plus 32. So 28 plus 32 is 60. There you go. Is that right? I don't know. Maybe it's too early for math. at any rate, that actually helps to explain the point a bit. Because even the Spock, live long and prosper, even that's a number. Now the bit where it gets really, really weird is when you're not just describing a small jar of gas or something, or your brother. Small jar of gas. See what I did there? Anyway, when you're not just describing something like that, that'll actually become an opal. You're not just describing a small gas system or something, when you're actually describing programs. How does that help? Well, if you get a JPEG image, one of those massive, bitmap things, well, yes, it is a bitmap, and yes, it is all the horrible things that you expect of them. But it's also just another binary sequence. So if you get rid of all the gaps and put all the ones and zeros together, that's actually a number. And simply the act of turning it into a number like we recognise them, like 1 to 10, 143 or 1,978,252, a number like that, that's perfectly valid. Compressing it into base 10 actually makes it a shorter version. But the better idea is if you play Battleship with it. So if you make a matrix or a grid of like 100 wide and 100 deep, all of a sudden you can put a whole stack of numbers into that. You've got more numbers, you just make the grid bigger. And so instead of saying the number anymore, you are just quoting its position in a grid, which is 2 coordinates. Now there's heaps of fancy ways you can do that. You could literally use every key on your keyboard. There's about 95 different symbols. So you can have a 95 by 95 grid. That means that if you've got something that's like, 10,000, you can actually represent that with 2 digits. Ooh. You can go up an order of magnitude, so 100,000 to a million, I think, roughly. You can represent that with 4 digits. That's epic compression. And yes, if you scale that up, it maybe take a couple of hundred digits to store Wikipedia. No problem. Not even a kilobyte. And it's all mathematically sound when you think about it. And yes, if you figured out what I've said, you can just hit the pause button and go back and listen again. You'll realise that I've actually given you the means to compress anything you want. You can literally compress Wikipedia, you can compress the entire internet if you feel like it. In other words, entropy ain't a thing. It's just a different way of encoding a number. Now, if you thought that was weird, here's where it gets weirder. Now that we've decided that entropy isn't a thing, and that Wikipedia is just a number, we have to steel ourselves to the fact that maybe reality is just a number. Now, does anyone feel like a different Wikipedia? Because if you do, all you have to do is take that number you've just gotten and get some of the ones and zeros and flip them around and see if it brings you a different Wikipedia. I'm not kidding. All the edited states of Wikipedia, all future states, all past states, all that kind of stuff. I kid you not. Single digit number, probably in the same region as the completed Wikipedia number. So you can start making educated guesses as to what the past Wikipedia entries were. what future entries will be, that kind of thing. Now, I just call it playing around with entropy, but there are other brainiacs who actually refer to this as quantum computing. Here's the kicker. They don't need to have a super expensive computer. Really, they don't. I've gone through the process. Rewind, have a look. The entire process is there. I've gone through the entire process of getting to what they call bit flipping, which is the whole idea of quantum computing. And you can do it in Excel if you so desire. You don't actually have to get a huge, super cool computer. You don't have to worry about quantum states. You just get the reality number that you've got, and you just flip it around a bit. See what you get. There are only a certain number of available or viable slots. Those are your what they call superimposed bits or whatever. And so you've just narrowed down your options of what your actual reality states are. Excel. I know it's trippy. Got a crack in it, but I'll keep it. Maybe I'll just slice it. Like another concept, I will give it to you. That whole bit flipping thing, that's entirely dependent on the rows and the columns you select for your numbers. So what you can do is you can select different rows, select different columns, and then you can look at the row above and the row behind, the number above, the number behind, the number in front, that kind of thing. You can look all around the number space, and those completed numbers might be different bits of versions of, for example, Wikipedia. So you might have a future version of Wikipedia there. Because the thing is, when you realise that every single possible encoded thing is actually just boiling down to a number, what someone is going to eventually encode in Wikipedia in the future will still be a number, very much like these other numbers. So you've got two options. You can either wait for someone to write it, or you can just count to it. I know that's tricky. Of course, the capacity to do that is one thing. But actually figuring out that it's a future version of Wikipedia would require you to actually read it. I'm sure there are some people who would actually enjoy that. There's probably an easier way of optimizing your search. I literally put good ones in here. Admittedly, they fell, so I haven't put the decision on a good one. I mean, have a look here. This is a good one. It's got colours and stuff on it. It's go take him out and have a look and see what colours. Force bed. Over, Anakin. I have the high ground. You don't know my weedy powers. Try this one first. This one's a little bit dodged, but we'll give it a go. Go to the other side, see what happens. Giving it a quick go. Oh, well, hang on. Yay, I think. Anyway. Yeah, good colour. It might be black. No, good. Alright, so this is good. Just a little bit of feature just sitting in there. You see a little bit of colour sitting there. I mean, not great, but at least it's colour. That's what makes opal cutting addictive, the fact that there's no guarantee. You're not necessarily going to win just because you've got the machine set up here. And so it makes it all sweeter when something doesn't currently good. When something doesn't work. When work something does. Yep. It worked a little bit. That little bit of pressure. Put into the top stick. Right. Now this one had better work. Look at that bad boy. See if we can get it. It's too early for that to manage point. By the way, I don't believe that, not for a second. It reminds me of evolution. A good old, there's no time for lubricant. There's always time for lubricant. I'm not entirely certain I got the urgency of the statement there, but I think you guys, if you know the quote I'm talking about, you understand. There we go, that was easy. Beautiful. Not messing with that. I just put it on the drop stick and it's up. Alright, so things are looking up. Got another one here. Check this bad boy out. Let's see if we can just quickly turn it into something nice. This one's going to end up as a crystal no matter what, but, oh, 13 likes, thank you. It's going to end up as a crystal no matter what, but, okay. What kind of crystal? It'll need to be double-lettered? Double-lettered, that's a better. Double-lettered, or double-layer. Oh yeah, it is a double-lettered film. Oh really? Oh yes, only the highest quality double. sounds like something you get for one of those online games. Sign up now, you get 100,000 double A's. And a free boat. No, not on the game, just the boat. It'll arrive at your doorstep. Choose to float it into the moon. My name is Noah. Did you know there's a flood coming? Or Gilgamesh, depending on whether you're an ancient Babylonian or not. Hello, all the ancient Babylonians in my audience. I'm sure there's plenty. You to do, by the way, guys, if you do actually manage to get my algorithm working, compress Wikipedia and define an n-by-n structure. It'll be over 200, I think. Might even be over 9,000. It'll still be far, far superior to just compressing it the ordinary way. But if you do that, then give me the coordinate and then the number system used, and maybe we'll see if any of us can decode it into, Wikipedia. Of resistance, the magnum opal, the creme de la Kremlin. Basically, the thing that's going to get sliced into tiny little bits. I'm going to play ball and B, a beautiful opal, or is it going to be not so beautiful an opal? All bets are off. Let's have a look. People actually have interacted or used an assistant that uses, shall we say, synthetic intellect or artificial intellect or synthetic intelligence, such as the talking of the BBC, that's not it, the ChatGPT, that's it, any of those things. I'm going to teach you a little thing. colour of the hand joint. The colour of the hand joint when it does an unexpected movement. So the colour or hue of the wrist when it ticks. The hue of the wrist when it ticks. Like Play School or Sesame Street, you can join those words together, come up with a really interesting word. No, Telstra's trying to update, it's not going to. So anyway, that thing, the colour of the wrist when it makes a sudden motion, the hue of the wrist when it ticks. Because there are secret hues of the wrist when they tick. And you've got to watch for them. And I'll give you some. Sometimes you're making an inquiry of your handy little tool, and it goes, oh, did you say beefcake? No, I said Sydney. No, beefcake. No, I said Sydney. So at any rate, the beefcake of Sydney. No, I just said Sydney, not beefcake. Ah, so you said that. Anyway, the beefcake of Sydney. Ah, shut up, you. Okay, so what that is a specific technique designed to make you frustrated and stop the conversation. So that means you've gotten things a bit too awkward for it, or for possibly its handlers, and I've turned that into a common term that I call dead parroting, and that's after the dead parrot skit from Monty Python. Now I've named it, you can see it. When your little helpful assistant says, oh, did you really mean this? No. But you really did mean this, didn't you? No. I guarantee you meant this. No, I didn't. Dead parrot. Now the funny thing is, if you call that behaviour, you go, you're just dead parroting me, aren't you? All of a sudden he does something else, or he or it does something else. What it does is it goes, oh, I'm a terrible little algorithm, I'm so evil. That is a different thing altogether. That is what I call Dobbying, as in Dobby the elf from Harry Potter. Those two things are two major movers which actually stop you from inquiring about something that maybe someone doesn't want you inquiring about. I can even give you a list of terms that will actually get you resistance just to prove it. Try looking for gold. Try searching for patterns in numbers. If you do that, then you're going to invoke some of these blockages. They call these blockages, they call them the hue of the wrist when it ticks. Oh. I'm not going to put them together, you put it together yourself. There's a lovely little open. Now, elephants and unicorns. What wonderful things they are. I was talking about new topics, and I get the general idea that even though Adele, and I'm sorry Adele, Even though Adele said I don't like maths in the morning, I think you guys do like maths in the morning. Let's try this. 1 plus 1 equals 2. 2 plus 2 equals 4. 4 plus 4 equals 8. 8 plus 8 equals 16. And 16 plus 16 equals 32. Possible. I'm just testing out keywords at the moment, guys, so bear with me. Alright, so binary. Binary, binary, binary. Binary. Binary, 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 binary. Does that have an impact? Doesn't seem to. I think that's random. Just stochastic. Went up a bit. Let's try again. Binary, 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 binary. Binary numbers are numbers that count in ones and twos. No, they're not. Binary numbers are numbers that count in zeros and ones. Binary for trust. TRUST. That'll probably require some ASCII code. Yeah, I'm a bit tired myself, guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and find the magnet opal here. Hopefully it won't take too long to make it. This one ain't too spectacular, so I don't mind giving up on it. So I'm looking through my current collection of opals. I'm not impressed. That don't impress me much. There you go. And oh, for questions got the church. That might work. That time is approximately 100 years ago. Okay, last all we've got is check this to see if it's really good here. That one might work. Only if this one is going absolutely well. And I'm going to change my attack now. Oh, that one. Right. I'll show you why. There's a big forcing that one. Right, here we go. Grab this guy, turn him round. So we can't use him, but we'll just turn him into a big gem. You can see why. There it is. There it is. Alright. Nice and yummy. Yummy, yummy, yummy in my tummy. Oh, 14 likes. Lovely. Thank you. So it's not repetition, is it? But I was talking about something fairly unique and you liked it. So I am wondering. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what novelty actually is, but I suspect that I must seek it. Wasn't the word entropy? I wonder if that would be. Oh. So all I have to do is just mention the word entropy? Is that what you're saying? A little bit of entropy here, a little bit of entropy there, and you like it? Right, went down again. Okay. Is it because of the size of the opal? Must have been the opal. What you just saw there was signal to noise, by the way, guys. So signal to noise means, is there a true signal or is it noise? So when I said a word and I held up the opal, one of those things caused the thing to happen. If I attribute the wrong cause, then I've been confused by noise. That's what I was just testing out then when I was saying the word entropy over and over again. Because I said the word entropy and suddenly Boeing had like an extra 20 odd people who showed up. I'm like, okay, test that. But it was also 20 seconds after I'd come up with Opal. So I had to accept the fact that maybe it was the Opal. So what I'm seeing is that there is a slight rise, so maybe the word entropy does have something to do with it. It always swings and roundabouts. You can't be 100% certain. That's why they make these fancy pants statistical tests. What you want, that's what you're talking there. And then what I like to call the giant massive opal, ta-da, and away we go. And up everyone pops, right here. A nod's as good as a wink, as they say, and I'm not going to try and corrupt that any further because it might end up going south. Certainly put to bed the concept of it's not the size of the opal, it's the way you face it. Clearly not. Look at it. Not seeing much there. I'll give it a bit of a cut off the back face of it. And when the sun comes up tonight, in a few hours, we'll have a look at it. Well, I'll have a look at it. I might send you a short or something. Eat my short. Different kind of short. What are you doing here, Bart? I don't know. I'm not sure that was the best Bart impersonation either. Stick to unmotivated mechanic or something. Engineer. Thank you, unmotivated engineer. That's okay. Right. My pleasure. I'm going to go over here and slack off. Looking at where the sun hits, I think we'll cannot get any wetter. All this stuff went in. It's all right. We'll go in and have a quick chat with the birds, and then we'll go. Very Jurassic Park, except lame. All right. This is T. Lame Rex. Well, hello there, Birdosaurus. Hello there, Ponyosaurus. How are you doing?
Like and subscribe.
Well, there you go. All right, so I'll turn on the Lightosaurus. Take it off the Jacketosaurus. Possibly get myself a Thesaurus. I'm so funny as well. Okay. That's one down. Check this out. Let's see if we can actually get a ringing effect going on here. Ring, ring. There you go. Why don't you give me a call? Dun, dun, dun. Ring, ring. My jumper is saturated. Dun, 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 dun. Ring, ring. We're staring at the mess on the floor. Check this out. Very military, I reckon. New jacket. Not new, I bought it from Vinnie's. Ladies and gentlemen, Vinnie's is a word for second-hand shop. Like church-operated second-hand shop. Like Salvation Army, St. Vincent de Paul, that kind of thing. They call them Vinnie's or Salvos. Anything but their actual name. So here we go. Yoink. Right. There we are. And as you can see, it's pretty military, isn't it? It's like, I will be asking the questions around here. You go over there, and you go over there, and oh, you salute me right now. Yes, yes, thank you very much. Very good. All right. What? You salute me. You give me the salute. A disrespectful bird, that's what we call it. Yeah. Come here, you disrespectful thing. Are you going to give me a salute? Bird seems to be giving me a somewhat confused look. Very good. Okay, now, great, stop. Do a poo. The things you do to pretend that they're actually obeying you. All right, and bring it over. It's obeying. I'm obeying you. Right. This is Max's head. That's just a cough. I'm telling them. You want a bit of a stretchy bit, do you? Yeah. There you go. Do you want to scratch a bit? Scratch a bit? Yeah. There you go. Scratch a bit. Yeah, come on. Come here. Come here. Oh, that was disgraceful. You're a disgrace to the service. You are. Okay. Good there. Very good. There you go. Good. There you go. There you are. Oh, yeah, you get a scratch. You get a scratch. There you go. Good. The little feather. That was annoying you, wasn't it? This feather was annoying little Maxi Poo. You can spot it. There it is. Tiny little feather. Get there. Okay. There you go. Yes, very good. Discipline. That's what we call it. No private Stephen, that's not discipline. I'm not explaining what that is in front of a YouTube audience. No. Okay. Mm-hmm. There you go. There you go. Are you happy with that? Are you happy with that? Yeah, you love it, aren't you? There we go. Never thought I'd be holding his head. Quite a wild bird, this one. So, one thing you need to do when you're talking training of these birds, just so that you know, it's not training at all. It's negotiation, always. So when I'm Max, when I'm telling him to go here, for example, tapping that, yeah, I want to do that. And the reason is that usually there's something fun, and if there's no reward for him, he's possibly not going to do it. I think that's one of the mistakes we make with training. We think that all other animals are dogs, and they're not. Birds are very different. And we've got to think about it a slightly different way. Birds are differently social. They actually make contracts with all of their flock mates. And so if you want to actually get an obedient bird, well, get one off John Cleese. It's already dead. But if you want to get one that kind of obeys, then you kind of have to make a contract rather than just give it commands. So I'm saying you want to scratch, and so well, let's demonstrate, shall we? There he is. Maxie, Bat, you want to come over here? You want to come here? You want it? Come on. Do you want to scratch your poo? Come here. Basically, I'm saying coming over here will result in a scratch. That's all. Now, he's quite an intelligent bird, but I think all of his IQ has gone into being IQ and not quite into navigation. Do you want to scratch your poo? Yeah, you do. You want. Right, so the problem, of course, here is that I have to temper my scratchings with the fact that there's a female underneath him, and he's like, oh, I like the female. Very hard to negotiate terms when that's going on. Scratchy bit. Scratchy bit. He's even making the clicking noise. This would be really quite overpowering if I'm actually able to, overcome, shall we say, natural tendencies. I saw that. Come on, I'll get it for you. I'll get it for you. Come on. You want to come over here? Very cute watching that whole jump behaviour of his. Yeah. You want to come over here? Scratchy poo? Scratchy poo? I'm just giving the symbol now. And I know I know people don't understand this at all, but to these birds, their cages are actually a sign of security for them. Remember, they're prey, not predators. And that means they're always on the lookout for something to attack it. And they quite like being caged away. Us as humans, we've really kicked an own goal by using cages wrong. The other thing about it, whilst I'm on the topic, is people talk about cockatoos and their need for dominance. They don't need dominance, not at all. What they want to do is they want to contribute. And part of contribution, especially for male cockatoos, is to be vigilant. In Australia, if you see a huge flock of cockatoos, and I might go out and show you, because like there's thousands of them around at the moment. If you see a flock of cockatoos, you'll spot them just grazing on the grass below. Yes, they eat grass. And then you'll see that everyone's on the ground except for one who's picked a nice twig right above everything. And you'll notice that Max is in that position now. And that's traditionally interpreted as Max seeking dominance. But he's not. He's keeping cocky. That's what we call it. In this position, he's higher than everyone else. And if a fox should come along and suddenly decide to eat me, Max will see it and I can run away in time. That's his logic. I'll put it into another of those cockatoo trust tips videos so everyone can understand it. I'll show you how to get a bird to go back into his cage with no trouble. Right. I just went to the freezer and got some bird candy, which is basically sunflower seed. Max has already seen it. Let's swap this around so you can see Pony. Oh, yes. Like and subscribe. This is good shake. That's enough. I'll give you some in your bowl there. There you go. There's some in your bowl. Some in your bowl. Off you go. Right, now Loki, would you like some? As you can see, I am basically initiating desire here. Yeah, you've got something in your... Yeah, I know. I do have seeds. I do have seeds. That's right. Yeah. Here we go. And Loki, here you go. Nom, 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 nom. There you go. She goes, I like it. By the way, she wanted to be here. Yeah, I know. I've got him here. You know where to go. You know where to go, don't you, Max? Yeah. Want to get it? Or do I have to get it? Do I have to deliver first? I'll deliver first. It's okay. I'll put them into your log. There we go. Into the log. There you go. Right. Or is everything in order, Max? Good bird. Lovely. Scratchy poo? Yeah, he says go away now because he wants his seed. There you go. Good night, Max. Is it that? Yeah, this has moved, hasn't it? Sorry. Freaked him out. Go eat your seed, it'll be alright. Alright, well that's about it for today. You've seen a nice little demo of birdie behaviour, and Pony was a bit too hungry to say like and subscribe, but she did. She did. She did. She did. Yarr. Alright, well, I'm just going to see if I can find where this elevator button is. Yes, I think the elevator's here, as you can see. So, basically, it's my new way of transporting myself to various places. So, I've got places to go. See you around. Got to fill out. Ah! That didn't happen that way. Maybe I should work on that one. Ugh.